So I finally finished Fallen Order and I loved it. But before we dive in, I want to say that there are going to be spoilers. I'm going to get into the Easter eggs, the cameos, all of that. So if you haven't played the game yet, go ahead and back out of this, because I know some of you have said in my live streams that you haven't played the game yet because you're waiting for Christmas or future paychecks or whatever. So don't watch this unless you've played the game or you just don't care about spoilers. Also, I just want to be upfront and say that I'm not a big gamer. I don't play a lot of video games. I just play Star Wars games because I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I'll be touching on things from that perspective, the perspective of a hardcore fan and a very casual gamer. But even with that said, the gameplay felt pretty solid to me. I was a little frustrated at first, but once you get the feel for the controls and the mechanics, and you get familiar with how the puzzles work, it's smooth sailing from there. And it should go without being said that the game looks and sounds breathtaking. I mean, I found myself in awe looking at the environments, especially Dathomir and Ilum, man. The giant bird creature on Kashyyyk, that was truly a sight to behold as well, especially on my 65-inch TV, let me tell you. So there were some really cool nods to previous films, various characters to show up throughout the game. I really liked that Saw Gerrera was there. He's voiced by Forrest Whitaker. I thought that, we wouldn't see any more from him after Rogue One or Rebels, but he's back for a third time with Fallen Order. He's used sparingly in the game, and it's pretty cool. I also got a thrill out of seeing Tarful in the game when you're on Kashyyyk. I don't think we've seen him in a game since Republic Commando or even Revenge of the Sith, when that came out in theaters. Personally, I was hoping to see the Grand Inquisitor in this game, but he's only mentioned. However, there is a really, really cool nod to Rebels. They use footage from Obi-Wan warning all the Jedi to stay away from Rebels. I think it's voiced by James Arnold Taylor. I thought that was a nice little connective tissue there that they added. One of my absolute favorite moments in this game, though, is the most random thing ever. There's this moment where Cal picks up a space guitar, and he can sense the frets played on it in the past and starts playing a song. It's a new force power that I never thought was a thing, would be a thing, could ever be a thing, and it was just so cool to see someone play a guitar from a perspective of someone who does play guitar. My other favorite moment was when we visit Ilum. We get to the exact same location as the Gathering episode in Clone Wars, with the ice wall, with the statues and all of that. And it's such an awesome callback. But that isn't all. You learn that Ilum is Star Killer Base. Cal finds the Empire during this time on his planet, when he's on the planet. And you can see the trenches from The Force Awakens in early development, which raises a ton of questions for me. It makes me appreciate The Force Awakens a lot more too. Just knowing that was Ilum, kind of mind-blowing. One thing I will say about the gameplay, man, is the lightsabers. The lightsaber combat in this game is so satisfying. It's rewarding building up your combos as you gain XP. You're put in situations where you have to think strategically, in order to take down your opponents. You cannot be an idiot about it. You got to think smart. You got to use your head. This lightsaber combat is the best in a Star Wars game since the Revenge of the Sith game for PlayStation 2, which is a highly underrated game, man. I cannot recommend that you try that game enough. And I think that Fallen Order really delivers on a likable ensemble cast here, in my opinion. We've got Cal Kestis, which is a lot like Kanan from Rebels. He's a Padawan during Order 66, and in the game he has to find his way as a Jedi without a teacher to guide him. He's accompanied by BD-1, his companion, who is also pretty likable. He's inquisitive. He goes off and scans artifacts and paintings on walls and stuff, and he helps you, navigate throughout the maps. And Grease is somewhat of the comic relief of the group of this game. He's much like Shriv in the Battlefront 2 story mode, but one of my favorite characters is Marin. She's a Night Sister that you meet on Dathomir. She eventually tags along with you in the group. She's a loner due to Grievous taking out most of the Night Sisters during the Clone Wars, so her isolation on the planet is a lot of what makes her likable, She's kind of blunt about things with her opinions, the way she sees things. She's kind of socially unintelligent. And last we have Cere. She's an ex-Jedi who finds Cal at the beginning of the game. She's the one that puts Cal's journey in motion. There's a really cool moment where Cere knights Cal in the exact same fashion as Yoda in the Council when they knighted Anakin in the 2003 Clone Wars series. And she plays a big role in the game about halfway through or towards the end when you find out that she is the former master of the second sister. And speaking of the second sister, I was kind of surprised how they used her. She wasn't really in the game as much as I thought she would be. She has a few run-ins with Cal. They fight briefly here and there, but ultimately, she gets struck down by Darth Vader. And dude, what a surprise. Darth Vader? I was not expecting to see him when he shows up. I mean, when he does, all hell breaks loose, man. I mean, obviously you cannot defeat Darth Vader. So at the end of the game, what you have to do is escape. You have to get the hell out of there. You have to take the Force-sensitive holocron and, complete the game by getting out of there. And I got chills when it played the Revenge of the Sith soundtrack when Vader shows up. That was really cool. But overall, I'd have to say that, yeah, I loved this game, man. It has to be the best Star Wars game to come out since the first Knights of the Old Republic, in my opinion. They left a lot of room for a sequel, too, at the end, because Cal and everybody else literally survived the end of the game, minus the second sister. But what'd you guys think of Fallen Order? Have you played it yet? Have you finished the game? Are you enjoying it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time.